Hello, it's me, and here we have another Shapeways unboxing. So, let's see what this is. Now, this one, as I recall, comes from Ben. Ben, if you remember, is responsible for one of the hardest puzzles that I have, the Platinum Cube. And he's a really fantastic three-dimensional designer. His puzzles tend to be amongst the smoothest that I have, so I'm really looking forward to adding another one of his gems to my collection. Let's see what we've got here. So I don't know if anyone else has this puzzle yet. Whole lot of wrapping. Well packed. Aha! So we see it's a cubic puzzle, whatever it may be. We'll get through this wrap over here. Very well packed. Let's dissect through the tissue plane here. Now, can you guess what this is? If you've seen any of other Ben's works and other puzzles that he has, that he's made. Carefully get through this, and not my finger, or the puzzle, for that matter. Okay, I think we've broken ground. Aha. Okay, so what is this? Well, this is something called the Alpha Cube. The Alpha Cube is the next generation, or the next layer below, the Delta Cube. Now, as you recall, the Delta Cube, it looks a lot like an axis cube, but it's really nothing like an axis cube, in that it moves, well, very differently. You've got these layers on top. It's almost like a super square one. You've got these middle layers over here too. So it's really two puzzles in one, where these layers mix together here, and these two, the top and the bottom mix, and these two mix. So this is the Delta Cube. Getting to the Alpha Cube, this is the next generation, well, below that. So I've got this that moves along this side here, and moves along this side here. So you see all these triangles pointing up. I've retained my cubic shape by turning it here. Here it's got a very interesting look to it. So I'm going to see how similar this is. Here's a shape-shifting move over here. And I'm trying to think in my head what kind of a solve strategy I would use. Some of the scramble strategy, you can see I've retained some of my cubic shape here. So I'm going to get more into this a little bit later when I do the solve, but this is the Alpha Cube, which is the next layer down version, I guess, from the Delta Cube. So you see the triangles here. This moves like so. This also moves like so, but you have this extra layer over here. So I have to kind of refresh my memory on what the deal was with this, how to solve this. That's a good thing about looking at these videos, is that I can remember what the heck I did, and then I can apply it to this puzzle here. But once again, incredibly smooth moving. I try to get as many puzzles from Ben as possible because I know that they're great quality. Anyway, more on this later. Thanks for watching. So I figure, while I have it, why not just kind of scramble it and see where things go. Now, I think I said it wrong. I believe this is the Delta Cube and this is the Alpha Cube. So yeah, this is the Alpha and this is the Delta Cube over here, which is just a two-layer version of this. Now, it's been a while since I've done the solve of this, but basically to those who get this puzzle, which I think you should, it's a very affordable, neat, cute little puzzle. Basically, the way that this turns is it's almost domino-esque in its turning. So where all these triangles meet, that's basically the side. I can do increments of turns over here, and then I can do 180-degree turns like this. I can't do 90-degree turns. So basically, this is a part and this is a part. So this is top, this is bottom, and then it kind of comes together nicely to give this look to it. So we'll do a domino-type scramble here. This will turn up here. And I've got to remember the algorithms. Now, there was an algorithm that I'd used in order to solve it, but let's see where things go. So you can see that once you start into the scramble, it's starting to look very different than a cube shape, which shows you the actual true meaning, the true hidden nature of this puzzle. I always thought it neat that this looks just like an axis cube, but it's not. Okay, so mixing it up pretty well here. Do some turns like so. Okay, so there it is. So now it doesn't look anything that resembles a cube. Well, since I scrambled it like a domino, I guess I could start solving it like a domino, starting off with this first layer over here. Okay, so this looks like a pretty nice scramble. It has really the characteristics of a cuboid, so I'm going to see if I can solve it like a cuboid. So this is going to be one side over here, and this is going to be another side over here. So the first side of a cuboid strategy is going to be just basically sliding U techniques. So here's a blue. I've got to put a blue underneath here and splat. So that's there. I got to take this blue corner, put it over here, and move it in and crunch. So that's here. I'm going to find the white one, which is right over here, the white little center here. See, these are all equal corners, just different shapes. And clunk. Alright, so this is in. Now I've got to find the white edge here, which is this. Now I'd like to move it into here, but I don't want to destroy this one in the process, so let's do a sliding U technique. So this will be my right, slide it in from the right, do one click to the left, move it out on the left, slide it back to the right, 2R, slide it back to the left, 2L, and it's in. So that's good. Now I just have to get the red one in, and I'm going to use the same technique. So the first side is always easiest. Let's do it right this time. 2R, slide it to the left, 2L, slide it back to the right, 2R to get it back in, back to the left, 2L. Okay, now I don't know if I used the same strategies before. Sometimes I find that as the strategies start to develop, they change over time. Now to put these in, I have to use, well, algorithms to do that. I can't use any sliding U techniques. So I did have an algorithm that 3-cycled it, and I believe what that did is that kept this, this, and this the same if I moved it in this direction. This moved here, and this moved here. So I want to get this closer to here, and that's what I'm going to do. So I think that went like 2R U, 2R UI DI, 2R D, 2R. Then I did a U move. Then I'm going to do it again to get this side back, so that's 2R U, 2R UI DI, 2R D, 2R. That gets this side back. And well, now I've got all these three in. So what I want to do is I want to continue that 3-cycle. This, and this will stay the same. I want to move this. This will move here. This will move here. This will move here. I got to do it twice. So 2R U, 2R UI DI, 2R D, 2R. Do U, 2R U, 2R UI DI, 2R D, 2R. And we move this back. Okay, so we're getting close. Now this to here, this to here, and this to here, and we should be good. 2R U, 2R UI D, I, 2R DI, 2R. Do U, and once more. 2R U, 2R UI DI, 2R D, 2R. That puts all these in, and splat. So there you have it, the solve of this delta cube. Now, I think that there could potentially be a more confusing solution to this. Well, same solution, but a more confusing situation that might arise with this particular puzzle. I don't know if you can get it with this one, but I think it's theoretically possible to get a very confusing scenario with this. So this is that scenario, and this scenario is where I have this, where I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in, but these two need to swap. So how do I get out of that? This isn't really a 3-cycle, this is a swap situation. Is this parity? Is this placement issues? So how did I get into this, and how do I get out of it? So I'm going to leave that to you in order to really know that, and in order to figure that out. Of course, you're going to have to look at the puzzle. It's very affordable, and it's certainly worth it, but here's the only complicated situation that can happen with this situation here. So how would I get out of this? How might I position this, knowing what the algorithm does? The only algorithm that I'm using is the one that holds this, this, and this normal. And this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. How would I get out of that? See what you think? Thanks for watching.